the CEO of AMC Theaters made some comments about Netflix. I'm gonna go right to this. It's a clip on video here.
69.
We'll go right to it. And oh shoot, hang on a sec. It'll take me a sec. But look, Netflix has been not really supportive of movie theaters. Okay. And that is concerning, very concerning, because they could have made bank. They could have made bank with K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm going to throw up this clip. This is from, it's from How to Save Movies with the CEO of AMC Theaters. It's a short clip. We will watch it and comment on the other side. Here we go.
We like to start with the news. So
hang on. Let me turn this up a little louder.
You chose not to play the K-pop Demon Hunters movie this past weekend. We all know why. You have a long-standing feud with Netflix. You will not play their movies. They do not adhere to a window that you find acceptable. Your other two rival chains decided to put aside that beef and play that movie for 2 days. Why did you not?
So don't you feel good sitting next to someone who actually has principles?
Okay. No. Are you kidding? You're in Hollywood, so that nobody feels good about that.
And a backbone. And but to slightly correct the question, and it's kind of like we've been funny, haha, but it's like time to be serious. Nothing would make me happier than for Netflix to want to show movies theatrically. We have been trying for years now to convince Netflix that the most successful movies on streaming services are those which have had a robust theatrical release.
Paramount says that's settled. Last week at an event for media, they said it's settled now that movies that go to theaters first do better on streaming.
Well, I agree with them. And by the way, it's settled at Paramount, and it's settled at Disney, and at Warner Brothers, and at Universal, and at Amazon, and at Apple. It's just not, F1.
Well, they put Amazon and Apple both put movies on their streaming service.
F1.
Yeah, the windowing is not secure. We'll get to that, but the windowing at the streamers is not.
But F1
studios
was a major theatrical release, and we've thought, and my hat's off to Apple. I think they did a great.
This is Matthew Bologna. I guess he's hosting this this panel, but
Right.
here we continue here. Just give it context.
Job with F1, and it was a wonderful movie. And you didn't have to be an F1 fan to really enjoy the story. It was really a well-made movie. But I think we won that argument with everybody but at Netflix. And we've tried. I personally spent hours and hours trying to get The Irishman into theaters.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Did you feel like that was going to happen? Is that the closest you've gotten to having a deal?
No, the closest we got was the Knives Out sequel, The Glass Onion, which we actually played, hoping that it would convince Netflix that they would make money from it, and it would increase the ratings of Glass Onion on its streaming platform.
But let's go back to The Irishman for a second, because that was one of my things that readers said was one of the biggest calamities of the past 15 years. You guys were close. Netflix wanted to put Irishman in theaters, mostly probably.
I saw The Irishman on the big screen.
I did as well.
It was long. I saw it with Dante.
It was way too long.
While I enjoyed it, it was too long. Seriously. Anyways.
Because Scorsese wanted it. And at the time, I believe your reporting was that it was a 45-day window that Netflix was willing to do, and you said no.
No. I thought the understanding, yes. Well, my understanding was that you and Scott Stuber had an agreement at 60, but Ted and Reed insisted on 45.
And I don't believe in kissing and telling in public.
Okay.
So I don't think it's appropriate for me to share what we agreed to and what we didn't agree to. And all I can say is this. We tried very hard to make it happen. I talked for hours and hours with Scott Stuber. He tried internally to make it happen. And at the end of the day, There was not corporate agreement between Netflix and AMC as what the window would be, what their film rent would be, et cetera, and it didn't happen. And it's a shame. And we did it with Glass Onion, and we haven't done it since. And we did announce we were going to play Narnia, and that is yet another carrot out to Netflix. We didn't do it so much for Netflix, we did it more for IMAX. We're very close to IMAX, and this was an important project for IMAX. And as a favor to the CEO of IMAX, I said, yes, we'll play Narnia. Other circuits have not yet said yes.
That is true.
And this still dangles out a carrot. I don't want to be a foe of Netflix. Netflix is a great company. I would love to play Netflix movies in our theaters, but hence going back to principles and this past weekend and K-pop, we need a respectable theatrical window, because if I do...
And by the way, K-pop Demon Hunter came to theaters for the sing-along after it had been on Netflix over a month.
Yeah.
So it still did. It did great box office. I mean, it was a weekend, but it did great box office for what it was. Not a super wide release, but it was number one.
Yeah. And let's also say it was lightning in a bottle too. That specific movie
Imagine
it drew an audience that most films don't draw.
Well, imagine if it opened in theaters before Netflix.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the gist of.
Yeah. Imagine if Sony had faith in their movie and just kept it, and which they'll probably do with the sequel.
They will.
The sequel's not going to Netflix.
They will. Oh, God. I mean, we'll see. I mean, they will look back on that as a huge, huge mistake. Huge mistake.